Side, and fortunately I get enough of it and find enough to pick up 4. So he opens his account.
How is that? Keeper confident, umpire not interested. Ngarava hears nothing, he says. This is all down to the keeper. Has he convinced Sikandar Raza? He has. We'll have another look at this.
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision on field is not out. I've checked the bowler's feet. It's a fair delivery. Let's start with Franton, please. Franton coming up right now. Who appears to be close to bat. Let's get Ultra Edge to confirm bat or no bat. Gap between bat and ball. Clear daylight between bat and ball. Stay with the original not out decision. Stand by. Your on-screen signal now.
Good call. I know Chabi. Marumani, the keeper, will just have to work on his reputation with the captain after that review. But there is bounce. And sometimes you can get carried away with the state of the game, but there's good reason right now to have a slip in, perhaps.
Yeah, nicely bowled, and you're right, Ronak. Bounce on offer for the fast bowlers, and Ngarava. We've seen a couple of deliveries rise. In fact, we've seen 3 of them rise. The first one went away for a boundary. And then after that, one beats the outside edge, and the next one he's happy to leave. So for him as a batter, he knows that he's got to make a bit of acclimatization, a few adjustments to Richard Ngarava, who now overthinks it a little bit and comes round the wicket when he's already been asking questions over the wicket, maybe trying to protect the over and bowl at the stumps and at the body.
Successful over. Much valued wicket of Vaibhav Suryavanshi in it. 873 for 2. Quite something, that innings. 50 of 19 for Vaibhav Suryavanshi after Abhishek Sharma struggled. Ishan Kishan has allowed the time to work his way into the innings. Now the captain's bringing himself on. Spin for the first time in this run chase for India in the form of Sikandar Raza.
Suryavanshi, look at the adjustment that Ngarava makes to make it go even wider and wider, because he had given himself so much room down the leg side, and a good catch there by Curran.
I actually think he didn't bowl the worst first over, Ngarava. First ball he bowled was a beauty, almost test match length. There was one that Suryavanshi hit, which was $1 million shot. Sikandar Raza took him off. I think that's what Suryavanshi's style of game can do. It can confuse captains, it can rattle fielding side, not too many to play with, but he has the skills to test batters. Even a set batter like Suryavanshi, that was good from Ngarava. Saw the batter back away and threw it outside off stump.
Has the excitement been the same as the excitement here, waiting to see him back in India in international colours at just 15? As the frenzy, the conversation, the excitement, the media, been unreal.
Can't describe it, Ed. it's almost like his success is inevitable, and that's what I'm hoping for, not just from an Indian sport standpoint, but globally. Sport hasn't seen something like this in a generation, if not more, especially the exposure. He spoke quite candidly ahead of this series about the amount of highs and lows he's had. Now he has good people around him. That's all we all wish for. Here we are expecting an international sportsman to deliver every time when he's not even a man yet. He's still a boy. He's got 50 for the first time in international cricket, and it promises to be the first of many. 78 for 2 after 8.
India cruising at the moment, 78 for 2, just 48 required. They've lost both their openers, but more importantly for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, it's a box ticked. It's a half century in the 4th innings that he has played for India, and all that promise, he'll be pretty happy with his outing. Yes, disappointed that he couldn't continue to finish the game for India, but happy nonetheless. The skipper is out there. Brad Evans went for 12 into his second. And slipping in very nicely alongside is Tino Maboya.
Very good afternoon, Murali. And all those watching along. Yeah, what an entertaining innings. I mean, we know what he's capable of. But he continues to just awe eyeballs around the world. He'll be happy to get that monkey off his back. He takes some lessons from that as well. Again, there's that extra bounce.
Yeah, when Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is out there, it's always going to be entertaining. This was a sensational hit. It went a long way, just relying on some timing. And initially, Blessing Muzarabani troubled him, but then a couple of flat bats and a couple over extra cover made sure that even Muzarabani was dealt with. Taken beautifully and puts it all the way past the boundary. A 6 to Ishan Kishan.
Wow. This could rival the first one we saw from Sooryavanshi earlier. He's just got inside the line and he's gone deliberate from low to high with the angle, and it's come right out the middle. That is a good hit.
Yeah, you can understand why Brad Evans tried that ball, because he had both the fielders in place for a ball like that. It's just that it was far too wide down the leg side.
Take a look at where he scored. 2 huge sixes leg side, and he's very good down the ground as well. 1 over long off, 1 over long on. And look where he's strong. Behind square leg side, and then 24% on the offside in front of square. That amassed 50% of the runs that he scored. But he's got that ability to hit the ball everywhere with great authority and power. So 41 now, just needed in 69.
I think bowlers from both sides will have to use the conditions. India, I thought, did that pretty well, using the big boundaries on the square side and also using the pitch to great effect. I think Zimbabwe will have to do the same. Just use that back of a length more often than not. possibly get boring, even if it's a T20 game. Sometimes all the bowlers end up overcooking, overthinking, and presenting boundary deliveries. Called a wide, just missing Shreyas Iyer down the leg. Just going back to that previous delivery which Ishan Kishan hit for a 6. There's nothing wrong with the thought process. It's just the execution sometimes. Back of a length, into the body. You've got the fielder set, but way too down the leg side.
Yeah, it was just the angle, wasn't it, from round the wicket. Had he got that ball slightly outside the line to the offside, then the execution wouldn't have happened.
To the call, in the gap. Great effort in the deep, and it trickles away for 4.
Yeah, big boundary again. It was a good chase from Ben Curran. Just didn't get a firm enough hand on the ball to ensure that it doesn't trickle into the boundary.
Yeah, India running away with it at the moment. Into the 9th over, they're already on 91. Going at 10.3 and over. And no bowler has been able to stem the flow.
.92 for 2.
So 92 for 2 it is. India in chase of 125. Sikandar Raza into his second. Pretty tidy first over from him.
Yeah, after the blitz at the top of the innings and Zimbabwe without a substantial innings total, it was always going to be hard for Raza in particular to come in and be effective.
I think someone like Sikandar Raza, especially as you said after that initial blitz from the batters, you can try and be economical, and if you want to try and be a bit more experimentative, possibly has to get the fielders in, have a few more attacking fielders, because what do they need? Realistically, 32 of 64 with 8 wickets in hand, you're not going to make a big dent into the opposition, you're only going to try. But he's a pretty canny bowler. Just the way Sikandar Raza has operated, how he's remodeled himself and is bowling a few bags of tricks. His bowling action based around Sunil Narine. The previous delivery 111 kilometers per hour, so much quicker. This one much slower.
Yeah, he's got a bag of tricks. He's got a number of variations. That was the first one of the over. That turns into the right-hander still, but different delivery.
Another fine over, another tidy over. Just 4 coming off it. After 10, India are 96 for 2. Needing 30 more to wrap this first game up in this 3-match series, and time for some drinks. Yeah, the summary of this first T20 international, and by the looks of it, India have made short work of it. Zimbabwe 125 for 7 in 20 overs. Good outing for Mayank and Prince. And in reply, India a 96 for 2 riding on that blitzkrieg from Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Now, how good was he? He's made it so much more difficult for the bowlers because he doesn't stand still. Moves around at the crease, gets inside the line of the ball, gets outside the line of the ball. So he's always got something that he's doing at the crease, and that makes it that much more difficult for the Zimbabwean bowlers to deal with. But the one thing he maintains when he strikes the ball is he's very still. In a solid position, got a good foundation to clear the boundaries.
Yeah, when we have a re-look at whatever we showed you, and just to add some context to it, when Blessing Muzarabani bowled the first over, that steepling bounce troubled him, and he played him from the crease. He could be, what, under 16 in terms of age, but he's got a thinking head. So to counter that, he's actually moved at the right time the next time Blessing Muzarabani came on to bowl, because he was the only bowler who seemed like troubling him. Nyamuri into the attack. And that tells you it's not the age, it's how creative and calculative he can be as a batter.
I think the understanding as well of the level that he's played and the levels that he plays and how best he needs to navigate that level of cricket. A typical example earlier on, 2 fielders back square on the leg side, and Pom made mention of him making sure he got inside the line of the ball. He's got the power to go square, but the boundary's big. Use the pace to go finer over 45 as opposed to take on the boundary.
He also will be pretty happy with the fact that VVS Lakshman is around him. You've played the under-19s, you've played the 8s, and VVS Lakshman has overseen your development in a way, you can say, centre of excellence. He's been in and around the A sides and the under-19 sides. You've got Hrishikesh Karnitkar sitting to his left. He's also been part of it. So familiar surrounds for Vaibhav Suryavanshi as that one goes for 4.
100 up for India with that boundary. Nyamuri back of a length, and it's just a thickish outside edge that goes harmlessly wide of the keeper and very quickly down to the 3rd boundary. T20 international debut for This young Newman Yamuri, been out of the national side for a good 18 months. Came back into the test side against Bangladesh. The ODI side performed well, and today gets the honors of that special cap. T20 international debut, and he's worked so hard, this young man, to get there. There's Dad. Mom was there a moment ago. Got a great attitude towards the game and works hard. A young lad, and still has a lot to look forward to in his future, Newman.
Yeah, for Shreyas Iyer, what a big monkey of his back too once India wraps this game up. They have not had the best start to captaincy for India. He was out of the team for a while and then got the captaincy. And he would have hoped that he would have got off to a winning start in Ireland, which wasn't to be. India ended up losing that series for the first time, that too, to Ireland, and then another tour of England, which was hard. And not to forget the wretched run which him and Punjab Kings endured at the back end of IPL. So everything coming together for Shreyas Iyer at the wrong time. And once this game is wrapped up, he'll be a pretty relieved man. Brilliant. Those fast hands coming into play yet again for Ishan Kishan. 16 runs coming off that over. 1-1-2 for 2. Yeah, just 14 required now for India, who made short work of this total. Can't even call the last throw of the dice because Blessing Muzarabani has bowled 3. And Sikandar Raza is trying to see if he can make an impact or make a dent in this over. Just 14 required for India. 9 overs left. And Blessing Muzarabani will bowl his 4th. He starts off with a wide as Tino Mamboyo makes way for Fahmi Mbangwa. Once again into that body. He's got extremely fast hands, Ishan Kishan.
He's played nicely. They all have actually put pressure on the bowling. Led by the youngster Suryavanshi, played shots. Yeah, happy days for that Indian side, because it's been some outings without a victory in T20s. And so they'll be happy that they're well on their way to winning ways once again, and would want to repeat the dose a couple more times after today. For Zimbabwe, yeah, not enough runs. That's what it boils down to. 125 for 7 in their 20. Started slowly, just never really got going.
just looking at the conditions today, Pommy, you mentioned that it's an afternoon start, which it was, and obviously the early morning moisture and whatever help the fast bowlers would have gotten with that wasn't there to be seen, but enough bounce to play around with.
Yeah, just thinking to that first over of Mayank Yadav, yes, a little bit of movement, I think expected, but also essentially it was about the pace. That'll be out. Bounce again, not dealt with sufficiently well by Ishan Kishan, and it's a comfortable catch at cover.
Yeah, it seemed to jump on him from a length. Blessing Muzarabani tall, gets that bounce anyways, but just surprised by what happened out there. Ishan Kishan spooning a simple catch to covers. Yeah, we spoke about any dent that could have been created. Blessing Muzarabani has done that in the form of Ishan Kishan, who goes for 35. It's 114 for 3. India have lost 3. Vice captain Tilak Verma in at number 5, with India requiring 12 runs. They batted well in that last T20 international against England. And Ishan Kishan just getting one to bounce off a leg. Took him by surprise, and that's brought Tilak Verma in.
Yeah, Muzarabani will always extract it. He's always in the wickets, year by year, continually getting better and better. Yeah, just looking back at the game, as I say, 125 never going to be enough. And in terms of conditions, in the winter here, just generally cold, the pitch, and you start early on, it's slow and just holds in it, and will have some sort of movement. 1 o'clock somewhat alleviates that. It's a great deal, actually.
Off the mark with that cut shot. Oh! And the gateway to 4.
Oh dear. More than he bargained for. Tilak Verma thinks I'm off with a single. Nope. Gets a gift. She's happy about it. He laughs. I tell you what, he's not happy, I can tell you that.
So spell done, the over done. India 118 for 3.
Two for 26 from Zarabani. Should be for 23. Not enough though today. No runs to play with. There you go. That's why he's his fan particularly. Shots of catch it. He's not hit it well enough. Won't go to the fence. It's a couple. final touches being put to this performance by India. A disappointment for Zimbabwe to start this way, especially having gone down in the T20 series against Bangladesh. Generally a good month, that tour, so good because they won the test match and then won the one-day series as well. Would have been looking forward to this particular series. Always want to pit yourself against the best, and India being World Cup champions, and test yourself. Haven't been up to the mark today.